starts happening. When you go leave something, the only thing you can measure is what you're giving up. You can't measure what you're going to get. I thought that was a pretty interesting concept. When you walk away from something, all you can measure is what you're giving up. You cannot measure what you're going to get. It's learning simple little things that make a great big difference. You want to take whatever's big and make it small. Start reducing it to the ridiculous. You got to get rid of this fear jazz, because fear's just the improper use of your imagination. That's really all it is. And if the idea scares you, you know real well you're on the right track. See, if the idea you're working with is comfortable, you're going sideways. There's no growth involved. It's the stepping into the unknown that causes the fear. We don't want to do that. And then, because we don't want to do it, we've got to justify why we're not doing it. Well, the paradigm just starts pumping ideas into your head of why you shouldn't do it. You start thinking, what would she think? What would he think? What would they say? What if this happened? What if that happened? Well, what if it did? You've got to be prepared to make some shifts. And understand this. If your results are stuck, you're stuck. You're mentally stuck. And you've got to change that. You've got to start doing things a little different. I have learned this from a good doctor, what I'm sharing with you. There's no trick to it. I am not some mental giant or genius. I'm an ordinary guy just like you. Well, you've got a perfect memory. There's nothing wrong with your memory. It's probably weak. Exercise it, it becomes strong. Exercise your imagination, it'll become strong. You have no idea what you can earn. And don't get hung up on money. I don't really care that much about money. Now, most people think I do because I talk about it a lot. Get to the point where you're looking at money as just a product, and you can create the product. It's the manifestation of thinking. And you've got to be prepared to invest in yourself. I'm always investing in myself. I honestly believe I'm the best investment in the world for me. There's no end to what I'm capable of earning. And if there's no end to what I'm capable of earning, there's no end to what you're capable of earning. None of us are aware of what we're capable of doing. And we let our present conditions control our thinking. Yet it's a dumb thing to do. Why do we do it? Well, because we've been conditioned to do it. Our parents did it. Why did they do it? Because their parents did it. Why did they do it? Because their parents did it. And then the school system. What's the school system? It's just a bunch of parents. That's really what it is. Somebody else's parents teaching your kids. And so they're getting the same thing at school pretty well as they get at home. Does this mean they're bad people? It doesn't mean they're bad people at all. They just don't know, and they don't know they don't know. The whole system is designed to hold you down. Why is it that 3% of the population make it very big, 97% nice people, smart people are stuck? See, it really doesn't make any sense. I committed to study this material every day and follow proven direction. My income began to change. And what did it take? It took discipline. And I was taught very early when I first got this, that discipline is simply the ability to give yourself a command and follow it. And if you cannot give yourself a command and follow it, you are stuck. Make no mistake about it. Anything I say won't really mean very much. There is absolutely no way I can change you. Matt changes Matt. Kyan changes Kyan. Sandy changed Sandy. Bob changes Bob. No one can change you.
Am I still that?
But you can change you, and no one even can guess at what you're capable of doing. A habit is an idea that's fixed in your subconscious mind that you automatically express without giving any conscious thought. I had formed the habit of doing exactly what people that were getting the results I wanted to get until they found out they were lying or they didn't know what they were talking about. He said, you do exactly what I tell you until you find out I'm lying or that I don't know what I'm talking about. So I just made up my mind. I'm not going to judge what he says. I'm just going to do exactly what he said. Some of the things I was doing was so far out relative to what we were doing, we being all the people I mixed with, relative, friends. I got a sticker in the back, came from Vanderwall, says the world would stop if it were run by the people who said it can't be done. It's not an easy thing to do. You're going to find out, I'm not going to lie to you. You will probably from time to time think I'm arrogant, but I'm really not. I'm just very definite in my belief system. And I believe it because I've tested it and the results are there. Where's the energy come? It doesn't come from anywhere. It's already here. You don't get energy, you release energy. Desire is the triggering mechanism to release energy. When you've got a strong desire for a particular end, you will have the energy to do whatever it is to do. This idea of taking it easy is for other people. What is? Why do you want to take it easy? He'll ask Carnegie what he did with his spare time. He said, I don't have any spare time. Why would you want spare time? What are you going to do with spare time? Nothing? You're only here for a short time. Don't you want to grow all your days here? Don't you want today to be better than yesterday? It isn't going to be better than yesterday by accident. Yet it isn't going to be better than yesterday because you're taking it easy. Yet it isn't going to be better than yesterday unless you make it better than yesterday. If you're going to make it better than yesterday, you're going to have to know something today you didn't know yesterday. You're going to have to act on an idea that you haven't been acting on. This is very simple stuff. There's nothing complicated. You're never going to get a brain hernia from this. Our objective here is to turn your annual income into a monthly income. It's to turn your annual income. Now, you see, some of you are having difficulty even letting your mind go there. Your responsibility right now is not to think if you can do it. Your only responsibility is, do I want to do it? Do I want to? Does that make sense? Do I want to? That's all you have to ask. Do I want to? Do I want to feel better? Do I want to make it happen? That's it. Just want. See, I believe wants come from the essence of who you are. I believe you're God's highest form of creation. There is nothing on the planet that will equal you, so far as we know. We are it. We are the highest form of creation on the planet. The essence of who you are is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. There's perfection within us. See, all the other little creatures on the planet are completely at home in their environment. They blend in. All the other little creatures are completely at home in their environment. They blend in. You and I are the only creature that is totally disoriented in our environment. And that is because we've been given the godlike ability to create our own environment. Now think about that. We can.
All right, guys, let's get started with today's call. Let me just make sure this is set up properly. And there we are. Grand Rising Familia. How is everyone doing on this beautiful Thursday morning? I am so happy to be back. I missed you all so very much. I hope you guys took some time to catch up on some prior recordings. My sis Susan's locked in from Misata. Let's go. But I hope you guys were able to take advantage of the last couple of days that I wasn't here. As you guys know, I was at the retreat, and man, I don't know if you guys saw my stories, but just know we had a transformational 4 days at the Solstice Retreat. It was everything I ever dreamed of and more, right? It was just such an unbelievable experience for everyone involved. And I want to obviously give you guys a little recap because you guys are my family. We got some of the individuals here who went to the retreat. But the retreat was absolutely incredible, guys. There's really no words that can describe the gratitude that I feel in my heart for the people that came out to that event. I can tell you guys right now, if I can describe the retreat in one word, it's transformational. We had so much fun. And just so that you guys know, the idea behind the retreat was it was supposed to be a 4-day transformation, right? So we arrived in El Salvador. All 4 days were very, very intentional, right? The first day was all about reflection. The second day was about releasing. The third day was renewal, stepping into the new version of yourself. And then the last day was the rebirth, the new version of you being born. And every day was absolutely amazing. And, the first day we reflected, we did a meet and greet. Everybody got to know each other, which was super dope. We did a reflection training in the nighttime, kind of reflecting on everything that we had, gone through for the year, habits that we got to break, things that we didn't stay committed to, all that good stuff. So it was a good reflection day. Second day was a release. Everybody released old stories, old traumas. We woke up and we did a morning routine together, which was super dope. We meditated together. We read books together. We journaled together. We prayed together. We did everything together in the morning. Like I walked everybody through a morning routine with Nano would be like, obviously, because I wanted people to see like how I do my routine. And then everybody shared their breakthroughs. We had people that were releasing, a lot of energies, a lot of things that weren't benefiting them. Like we would finish meditations and people would be crying, like because of the things that they were releasing, because of everything. The books we were reading were also very powerful. We spent a lot of good time. We also had our drinks by the pool. So we also had a lot of fun getting to know each other. One thing I will say, this group, you would have thought that we known each other for years. Like when one of the people from the hotel, they were like, "How long have you guys known each other for?" I'm like, "Nah, we just met a lot of us are meeting for the first time." They were like, "No way." Like, no way. They couldn't believe it. They were like, "Bro, there's retreats that are hosted that, people have their groups. Some people don't talk to each other." Like, dude, we were like this the whole time. Like there was nobody that was like an outcast that didn't want to be a part of the group. Like we were all one big family, and you would have thought that we known each other for years. Everybody loved on each other. Everybody was supporting each other. It was just absolutely amazing. Day 3 was powerful as well. We did a hike on day 3. In my opinion, one of the hardest hikes I've ever done, but it was also one of the most beautiful places we ever went to. We visited one of the most beautiful waterfalls in El Salvador. Probably, I think, is the number one attraction when it comes to hikes. It was like a 1 hour hike down and then like an hour and a half hike up, and it was the hardest hike I've ever done. But it was so refreshing. There was this meditation that we did right in front of the waterfall while we were down there. It was so powerful. People face their fears, jumping off of a cliff into the water. Anybody that's afraid of heights, you guys know that feeling that you get when you got to jump off or you're high up and you got to do something. So it was just dope, guys. I mean, I wish I could sit down and break it all down for y'all. But we just did so much. We challenged ourselves. We grew so much. We had great food as well. The food was phenomenal. The last day we did community work. We're actually going to be donating a lot of money towards the football team that's out there. A lot of these kids don't have nets for their goals. They don't have working water to clean the field. Their lighting system doesn't work, so they can only play to a certain amount of time. So, one thing that I'm committing to moving forward is every retreat moving forward, a percentage of our profits are going to go towards communities that are in need, especially the city or the country that we decide to do our retreats at. We're going to look for communities in the area to help out because, this was something that I've always wanted to do. But now that we get a chance to do these retreats, I'm going to take a percentage of all the profits and I'm going to donate it to, a community in need. And I'm actually going to do it with this one as well. So these retreats are going to be absolutely amazing. The last day, we also did a Temazcal ceremony, which is like a Mayan / El Salvadorian tradition. Just think of it like a sauna meditation session. Basically, that's what I would consider. It's like being in a sauna, meditating with intention, right? And you're there for a whole hour, and you're just releasing old stories. You're healing old paradigms and old breakthroughs and all of that stuff, and then you're stepping into the new version of you, and then you're asking for what you want, and then once you're done with it, you jump into this water that kind of like reflects you leaving mother womb, right? Like you're being reborn again. And after that, everybody was crying, everybody was hugging, and it was just we did it, and we all became better versions of ourselves. We all reborn, like a baptism almost, in a way. It was something we got it done with like a Mayan guy that has been doing it for many years, and it's been a tradition in El Salvador and in the Mayan culture for over 10,000 years. So that was super cool to participate in the culture. We prayed before going in. We were in there screaming, "Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Thank you for it all." So it was a phenomenal experience, guys. Like, honestly, in terms of the experience itself, it was a core memory. It was definitely a core memory. It was an experience that I will never, ever, ever forget. For as long as I live, I'll be talking about that. And I know that the people that went to it as well, they feel the exact same way. So if you're on this call and you were at the retreat, thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Thank you for investing time, energy, and money. Like, I know I've already said this to you guys many times, but you guys will forever hold a special place in my heart for investing into that retreat. And now you guys know like what to look forward to in the future, right? And for those that want to come to the future retreat, stay tuned. I'm officially working on the next retreat like today. Like, I'm gonna work on it today. I had so many people reach out to me while I was out there that want to come to the next one. So I'm gonna start working on it. My goal is to release dates and everything else before the end of the year. So stay tuned. I'll keep you guys updated. I gotta find the next location that I want to run it at, but I'm really, really looking forward to it. My brother Troy is on here. He had a lot of breakthroughs, him and his girlfriend Kayla. So that was absolutely amazing. So that's a little quick recap. There's a vlog that's coming. There's a recap video that's coming. There's reels that are coming. So don't worry, you guys will be able to get a full experience of everything. Jasenia's on here. I'm glad that you hopped on, sis. Fam, sheesh, man. We had so much fun, dude. It was incredible. So it feels so good to be here with all of you guys again. But yeah, enough about me and my retreat. It was awesome. The family had so many breakthroughs. So many people are ready to, elevate their lives. And I promise you this right here, the people that came to that retreat, they will never, ever be the same moving forward. Like, we all changed moving forward. We all committed to changing. And I'm giving you guys the clip notes. There was so much more that happened. There were so many more declarations. There were so many more moments and things that I can go into. But, I'll dedicate the whole training and the whole day today to just a recap, which I don't want to do. But I did want to give you guys a quick little recap. I just want you guys to know it was absolutely amazing, and the next one is going to be just as good, because they can only get better from here, right? Like, think about it. That was the first one, and people tell me like, yo, how could this get any better, right? But it is going to get better. There were some things that obviously we can fix and we can adjust, but they were minor fixes, right? It was really minor fixes that need to be made, and just intentional things that I could have done. That once I was there, I was like, you know what, I should have did this and I should have did that. But that's part of the learning experience as a first-time retreat host. Just so that you guys know, I will say this. I am going to do at least one retreat a year. I want to do one retreat a year at that location in El Salvador. So I'm going to commit to probably one more next year and see how it goes. But I'm going to do a part 2 next year for sure, because that location there's nothing better, honestly. There's that location is a place that I need to take a lot of you guys. So get ready, because we're probably going to do that again next year around the same time. But with that being said, let's get started with today's training. Thank you guys again for just listening to my recap. But I'm excited for today's call because I wanted to come back with a special topic. And the special topic is called Greatness in the Moment. Greatness in the moment. And stepping into what we're stepping into the last 40 days of the year. Right? The last 40 days of the year. And these last 40 days of the year are going to be super powerful. They're going to be extremely, extremely powerful. And I want to make sure that we commit to these next 40 days like never before, right? Like, think about it. We have 10 days in November and then another 31 days in December, which gives us exactly 41 days till the year finishes, right? And it's important. And this was something that I talked about in my retreat, which was, we have to commit to becoming the best version of ourselves these next 40 days. Lock in, fam, lock in. It brings me back to the retreat. But, these next 40 days is lock-in season, right? Because like I said, it's one of those things that every single one of us, we got to make it a priority to make sure that moving forward, all right, we are locked in on ourselves, right? Like that's the key to this whole entire thing. We want to be locked in more than ever before on this journey. Like this is it right here. And I can tell you guys right now that this is one of the things that is needed more than anything right now so that we can step into 2026 the best version of ourselves, right? And it starts now. It starts in this moment right here. So I said, what training do I want to be able to give the team and the family that can give them a shift in perspective, that can prepare them for 2026? Okay. And that's what it's all about right here. So I'm going to go over how to prepare for it, but it's called greatness in the moment. Now, if you guys are ready for today's training, give me some 444s in the chat. If you guys are ready for today's training, I learned it from my book right now that I'm reading. It's called The 12-Week Year. And then also another thing I want to make sure that we do is I want us to open up the call with some gratitude. So if we can do some gratitude real quick as well. What is everybody grateful for, right? We haven't done a call in a while. I should have did this at the beginning, but I know we haven't been on this call in a couple of days. So what is everybody grateful for on this beautiful Thursday morning? This is a great book. I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful for his grace in my life. I'm grateful for the retreat and the fact that we finished the first ever solstice retreat. Also, as I'm saying that, I want you to go follow the Instagram page. It's called Retreats by Nano at Instagram. Follow that, please, if you guys haven't as well, because I'm going to be creating the retreats page and we're going to be posting all the content on there. So I'm grateful for everybody that came out to the retreat. I'm grateful for my team, Alpha X Society. I'm grateful for my family, my mom, my dad, my little brother, my goddaughter, my godson. I'm extremely grateful for my girlfriend, Andrea, always showing me love, always supporting me through the journey. I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful for my dogs, Hazel and Blue. I'm grateful for the whole Mornings with Nano community. I'm grateful for the wisdom. I'm grateful for my health, my healthy body. So I'm just grateful for it all. Right now, I'm in a beautiful position to grow and elevate, and God has blessed me in ways that I can never even describe to everybody here. Like it's just been an amazing blessing in my life. So very, very grateful. But with that being said, let's get started. So greatness in the moment. Now, here's the thing about greatness in the moment. You know, as I was reading this book, I realized Isabel, let's go. My sis Isabel, my Puerto Rican sister. My Puerto Rican sister, Isabel, I'll tell you guys right now, Isabel is forever valid anywhere I go, right? Isabel was the life of the party. I would have never guessed that Isabel would have been the life of the party. Like never in my wildest dreams would I have guessed that Isabel would be the life of the party. But the energy she brought was absolutely amazing. Isa, I don't know if I could do a retreat without you there, sis. So prepárate for 2026 because Isa was definitely the life of the party. She was so awesome the whole time. So we're grateful for you, sis. But let's talk about greatness in the moment, right? Because greatness in the moment was something that I wanted to make sure that was covered. Now, here's the thing. We think of champions, right? We think of people that are successful in life. And when we think of these individuals, we think of, okay, what did these individuals do to accomplish greatness? Like, what was it that they did, right? We think of individuals like Michael Phelps, right? Michael Phelps has won the most gold medals in history for swimming, right? And if you guys don't know who Michael Phelps is, now you know he's like the Michael Jordan of swimming. And he's won the most Olympic gold medals ever when it comes to the sport of swimming. Now, when you think of him, you think, okay, he's great. He's one of the greatest. But when was his greatness made, right? It wasn't made when he accomplished the gold medals. It was every day that he showed up to the swimming pool, every day that he made sure that he ate the right foods, every day that he decided to go to the pool and work out and do what he was supposed to do, even though he didn't feel like it, right? You see, a lot of us, we focus on greatness when we accomplish things, but we forget that greatness is developed today. You see, if you woke up today and you decided to do your morning routine, to work on yourself and do what was required of you, you chose greatness today. Greatness is found in the moments, not in the accomplishments. And that's what I want to install into all of you. You see, the greatness that you're going to accomplish in 2026, and let's say for some of you guys, maybe the end of 2020, end of 2025, it's not going to happen when you accomplish it in 2026. It's going to happen today. It's going to happen tomorrow when you wake up on Friday. It's going to happen again on Saturday and on Sunday over the weekend when you decide to wake up and pour into yourself. That's when greatness is accomplished. It's not accomplished in the achievements, is accomplished on the day-to-day. So what I want to make here, I want to give you guys the 4 points that you need to understand when it comes to greatness in the moment. All right. Point number 1 I want you guys to understand is this: greatness is found in daily commitments, not an occasional burst. Greatness is found in daily commitments, not an occasional burst. You see, most people think success comes from big dramatic moves. All right. But greatness is created in small decisions you make every single day. The choices nobody sees and the discipline that nobody celebrates. That's when greatness is developed. The choices that you decide to do when nobody's looking and the discipline that nobody celebrates. Right? I want to give a shout out to one of my retreat guests. Her name is Susan. One of the days while we were out there, I decided, because, one of the things we did was, obviously I wanted to work with everybody. I wanted to develop, but I also wanted people to rest, right? Because it was a disconnect. So one of the days was the day after the hike. I told everybody, yo, tomorrow's morning routine is optional. But what they didn't know was that I was doing that intentionally, because I had already spent, 2 days teaching them the morning routine. So I said, I'm gonna do this optional to see if people will still go and do it. That was literally my intention, right? And immediately, the moment I said it was optional, Susan said, nah, I'm up tomorrow, same time, 6:30 a.m. We're at the beach. Who's in? Now, what she didn't understand was that even though I was doing it intentionally behind the scenes, she didn't know that. So she was like, I'm going to take lead and I'm going to run the morning routine tomorrow for anybody that wants to come. Now, obviously, I wanted to give people rest as well. So I wanted people to be able to sleep in, etc. But she took lead on that. Now, why do I mention that? Because that was a choice that it wasn't meant for everybody to see. And that was a discipline that nobody was going to celebrate. All right. But she made the decision. Hey, and her and Isa and a couple of others showed up that morning, and it was even more powerful than ever, because guess what? They committed to that. They made a choice. It's the small decisions that are made every single day. See, she didn't need me there to guide her. She didn't need me there to lead the meditation, lead the prompts for the journal, lead the session. It was in her. What that showed me was that she had leadership abilities. That showed leadership abilities, not only from her, but from everybody that went as well. So you got to keep in mind, guys, there's going to be days that you're going to have to make choices that nobody sees and disciplines that nobody celebrates. All right. That's going to happen. Right. And that's what it's all about. Now, I got a chance to see it, obviously, because I was there and we celebrated it because it was there. But that wasn't the purpose of it. It was now when they go back home, for Troy, for Susan, for Isabel, for Anna, for Michaela, for all of the leaders that was there, they got to be willing to do that now on their own. The choice that they make, yo, I'm tired. I had a long day, but I'm still going to wake up tomorrow. Right? We had just finished almost a 3-hour hike, plus an hour drive there and an hour drive back. I'm talking about a total of 5-6 hours total of like pure exhaustion. And still the next day, woke up and got the job done. That's how it's going to be certain days, guys. There's going to be days that you're going to be tired. You're going to be exhausted. There's going to be days where you're not going to be in the best state of mind with family and friends and etc. But guess what? You still got to show up, even though no one's watching, even though no one's going to celebrate that discipline. That's the key. Because remember, guys, here's the key idea. Your daily actions are either pulling you towards your destiny or they're pushing you away from it. Every day you wake up, you're either being pulled towards your destiny or you're being pushed away from your destiny. You're going to have to make a choice every day. All right. You're going to have to make a choice every single day. And the choice we have to make every day is to wake up and pour into ourselves. Work on us. We got to work on us. While I was at the retreat, that's all we talked about is the inner work. Inner work, inner work. That's why there were so many people that, you know, they broke limiting beliefs. They got rid of old paradigms. They healed. They let go. Yo, so much healing that was needed. Dude, I would open my eyes, like I said, from meditation sessions, and there would be people crying because they needed that moment. They needed those experiences. So it's very, very important that we all understand that greatness is found in the daily commitments, not occasional bursts. You see, if we just commit to, oh, yo, you know what? We're only going to work at retreats. That's an occasional burst, right? So for my retreat people that's here, we can't only do what we did at the retreat, because that'll be called an occasional burst. It's going to be found in the daily commitments. Now that we leave, now that everybody's going back home to their environments, because it's easy to do what you want to do when you're waking up and the beach is your front yard. You have a beautiful sunset and a sunrise and the degrees are 80 degrees. No, it's every day now. So greatness is found in the daily commitments. That's number one. Number two, score your week. Remember, what gets measured gets improved. What gets measured gets improved. All right. You can't measure your feelings. And if you're not tracking the work that you're doing, then there is nothing for us to go based off of. I highly, highly, highly recommend everybody, if you're not already doing this, to start doing this. I highly recommend everybody to start with their weekly rhythm registers. This is important right here. Track your actions. And this is for your personal actions. Remember, guys, you want to be on point with you. Your personal development is the most important part of your journey. If you are not working on yourself personally, then you're going to stay the same. Print this out. Go on Google. They have the PDF for free. Weekly Rhythm Register. On the left-hand side where it says behaviors, pick the behavior that you need to fix. Add prayer. Add Bible study. Add all the different things that you need in order for you to get there. You know you got to read every day. Add that to the behaviors, right? Whatever it is that you got to do, do it. I'm telling you, it's going to work. It's going to work, but you have to make sure. Let me see if it allows me convert. I got to convert this to a PDF. See if it allows me to type in here. Oh, look at this. It works. I got it to work. Let me show you this. Let me see. Okay, look at this. All right, this is how I would set mine up, for example. So every day, prayer and gratitude to start the morning, very important for me. All right, this is how I would set mine up. Prayer and gratitude every morning. Done. Then I would come right here, Bible study. Done. Got it. Then I would do meditation / visualization, either one. Visualization. Done. Read 30 minutes. Done. Journal. and / write goals. Done. Gym / workout, whatever you want to do, workout. If you want to add cardio, done. Listen to audio, done. What else can we add here? I like sauna sessions, so since I have a sauna, I'll add a sauna in here as well. Done. Right? You don't even got to fill up the whole thing if you don't want to. Right? You don't have to, but you could. And remember, this is all for personal development. Drink a gallon of water, for example. That's one I've added in here in the past. Drink a gallon of water. Done. Anything else you guys would probably add to this for personal development purposes that you would like to do on a day-to-day basis? This is how I set mine up. Obviously, you write it in here. There's not really much more. You don't really have to do the full thing. Sometimes I have learned an AI skill. Yes. Read a book. I have read 30 minutes. Learn a skill. Yeah. Especially, if you want to add those things in there, you can. When I do. So for example, if let's say learn an AI skill, we have workout in there, learn AI skill. That's always important. If that's what you're working on, add that in there. That way you can hold yourself accountable to it. This is important. So for example, you do this, right? And then the goal. So what's the goal? How many days a week should we be doing prayer and gratitude? 7 days a week, right? Bible work, 7 days a week, I believe. Meditation and visualization, you should be doing it every day, but let's say we do 5. Let's do 5 here, 5 here. Yeah, Adam West, for sure. A lot easier for you, bro. 5 here. Listen to audio, 5. Sauna session. Just as an example, right? 5. Drink a gallon of water, 7. Learn an AI skill, 5, right? Most of the time, this is what it would look like, right? And then as you go about your day, what happens is you just start checking this stuff off, right? Let me see if they have like a mark here. No, they don't. So you could just do that. Boom. Boom. You did your prayer and gratitude every day. You achieve 7 out of 7. Your net is 0. The goal is at the end, when you're done, for your net, you guys are not going to be able to see it because my camera is covering it right here. But at the bottom, it's a total. Your net total has to be as close to 0 as possible. Because let's say, for example, Bible study, right? Let's say for Bible study, I did it Monday. I did it Tuesday, but I didn't do it Wednesday, right? So we skip. Sorry, this is not as easy as I thought it was going to be. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me do that again. All right, let me just do it here. So let's say I do it. What's going on? Okay, there you go. So I do it on Monday. I do it Tuesday. Wednesday, I don't do it. Thursday, I don't do it. But then I do it again Friday. And then I do it, but I don't do it Sunday, right? So for example, here, I did it 1, 2, missed 2 days, 3, 4. So the goal was 5. I only did 4, right? So what's my net? What's my net, guys, for this in particular? For those that know, what would be my net here as an example? Just so that you guys can kind of see the difference and understand how this works. The goal was 5. I achieved 4. What's the net? John says 3. Anybody else has any guesses? Exactly. Rich, you got it right. The net is 1. The net is 1. Why? Because all you're doing is subtracting the goal from the achieved. That's all it is. So now we got 1. We had 1. We hit that. So that's the key. All my goals are 7. Yeah, so it's all based off of the goals. Exactly. Yeah. Same thing here, right? So you got to keep this in mind, right? You must keep this in mind. All right. And I highly like this right here is so powerful. Yeah. So, yeah, it's like golf. You want to keep your score as low as possible. This right here is what the book teaches, that you got to keep track of the things that you guys are doing. Because you're not keeping track, then you're kind of lost, right? You don't know where your slip ups are happening, right? You don't know what areas of your life you need to improve on, right? That weekly rhythm register helps you keep on point. And guess what? What if you can print one out today, print one out tomorrow, and start working on it for these next coming weeks? Because if we look at the calendar, right? Let me see how many weeks exactly we have. We have all of next week. So we have a total of next week, 2, 3, 4, 5, exactly 6 weeks. On the 6th week, we will enter the new year. We have exactly 6 weeks, assuming we start on Monday. Yo, 6 weeks a lot can happen in 6 weeks, fam. And if we really want 2026 to be the year that changes our lives forever, guess what? We're going to have to invest that time, that energy into making sure that we're on point in all areas. Remember, guys, we can't afford any more slip-ups. We're not there anymore. We're in a point in our lives that we need to lock in like more than ever before. And this also goes towards my retreat guests, my retreat family. Number 40, you know what I'm talking about. We got to stay on point. We must stay on point because that's what it's all about. So point number 2 that I'm making here is you got to score your week. You must score the week. All right. If you score the week, what gets measured gets improved. That's number 2. Number 3, shorter cycles create urgency. Shorter cycles create urgency. Nano, what do I mean? Well, right now we're going to go on a 40-day cycle till the end of the year, which means urgency must be at the highest level because urgency creates greatness. You see, most people fail because they give themselves too much time. And if there's too much time, then that means there's too much time to procrastinate. But what if I told you got 40 days to change your life? What if I told you, let me tell you this. Sometimes you have to take it to the extreme. And obviously, this is just an example. So before I say this, I want to let you guys know this is just an example. But what if somebody came to you and said to you, yo, you must stay consistent for the next 40 days or the person you love the most dies or gets kidnapped. You must stay consistent all 40 days. You can't allow not one slip up. If you slip up one time, that person dies or that person gets kidnapped. Would you slip up? Yes or no? And obviously it's just an example, but we got to take it to that extreme sometimes. If I knew, right, one of the people that I love the most in my life is my mom. I hold her up there, number 1. If somebody came to me and told me, Nano, you must wake up every day at 5 a.m. without 1 minute to spare, and you got to do your full morning routine with intention, or your mom's life is on the line, and you got to do it for 40 days straight, I will not slip up one day to the extreme. And that's the reality of it. I wouldn't. Like, I'd be up at 4:30 just so that I know that I won't even risk waking up at 5. And I will make sure that every part of my routine is done with intention because I know that somebody's life is on the line. We have to treat it. I know that that's the ultimate level of extreme, and that's obviously not going to happen. But we have to take it as extreme as we can in order for us to get ourselves to do the things that we won't want to do. Because think about it. Is there going to be days that I'm going to be tired during that time? Yes. But guess what? I'm still going to wake up. Why? Because my mom's life is on the line. Is there going to be days that I'm going to feel bad? Is there going to be days that I'm sick? Is there going to be days, all of it? But guess what? You're still going to do it because somebody you love, their life is on the line. So you're going to do it no matter what. I challenge you guys to do the exact same thing. Create an extreme situation in your mind. And it don't have to be somebody dying. I'm just using it as an example because somebody once did that to me. My coach once did that to me when he wanted me to do a 30-day run. He wanted me to do this 30-day run, and he was like, he asked me, who's the person you love the most? I told him, like, if this person's life was on the line, but it came down to you doing your consistency with your routine 30 days straight, would you slip up? And I was like, no, so let's treat it like that. Convince yourself every morning that that person's life is on the line and commit to 30 days. Imagine that. Imagine that. Sometimes we got to find something within us to push us. Michael Jordan used to do it. Kobe Bryant used to do it for his competitions. They would convince themselves that somebody was talking bad about them or that they had an enemy on the other side just to have this extra motivation. I've done it many times. I've convinced myself, Nano, people are doubting you. People don't believe in you. People don't think you're going to be anything in life. I would convince myself that people were saying those things about me without anybody saying it about me, so it can force me to work harder sometimes. I know that sounds crazy, but I've had to do it. But why do I do it? It's to create urgency. We're 40 days away. Let's move with urgency. Everything is on the line right now. If you knew that you couldn't mess up on your personal development routine for the next 40 days, you couldn't slip up, or you lost everything, or you lost a loved one, or would you slip up? Remember, people love urgency. You know why? Because people act different when the clock is running out. And for us, the year is running out. We got to move different. Why you think e-commerce companies and people who sell products online, why do you think they make more money in the fourth quarter than they do all year? Because they got to meet numbers for the year. That's why you see for the next couple of weeks, you're going to see a lot of sales, Black Friday sales, Cyber Monday sales, Christmas sales, everything. And out of nowhere, people are making more money than they ever have. Why? Why do you think that is? Think about it. Because people got to meet numbers. We got to get to that. So you always got to keep that in mind. All right. That's number 3. And then the last one, number 4, is, remember this. Number 4 is greatness requires accountability. It's not motivation we need. We need accountability. This call is great accountability right here. Because remember, guys, accountability is not punishment. It's ownership. Greatness in the moment comes from knowing, I am responsible for my actions, for my progress, and for my results. Most people avoid accountability because it makes them face themselves. High performers, they crave it. Accountability is keeping promises to yourself, right? I talked to my team about this morning, about promises and commitments. And look, I'll read it to you guys right here. Commitment is an act, not a word. An ability to make and keep commitments improves results, builds trust, and fosters high-performance teams. Yet many of us avoid commitments, and worse yet, we often break them when the going gets tough. To be truly great at what we do, we have to become better at keeping our promises. That's the reality of it. We got to get better at it. Right? And here's the thing. I want you guys to hear this story. So in the book, the story, he talks about a commitment he made to his dad. So listen to this. He says, one of the most powerful commitments that I have ever made was to my father. It was the summer after my first year of college, and I remember the conversation like it was yesterday. The two of us were working in his garden talking about my freshman year. It quickly became apparent to me that that conversation that my father had, it quickly became to me that the conversation that my father and I had, different perspective on the purposes of college. The issue was my grades. I was on the dean's list, but unfortunately for me, the dean kept two lists, and I was on the one for academic probation. My father explained to me that he was unwilling to continue helping me with tuition unless my results improved. I felt terrible, and I made a commitment that day to my father and myself. I promised him that when I went back to school in the fall, I would get all A's. He challenged me to meet my commitments by adding to the stakes. If I did get all A's, he would give me a $500 bonus. And if I didn't, I would owe him $500. When I went back to school that fall, I pulled out all the stops. I went to class. I took notes in lectures. I read the texts. I did the homework. I also stopped socializing as much as I had my first year. In the end, I got the grades, straight A's. The $500 is long gone that my father gave me, but the commitment changed my life. I started showing up on the real dean's list, and I never went back. My story is a great example of commitment. A commitment is a personal promise. Keeping your promises to others builds trust and strong relationships. And keeping promises to yourselves build character, esteem, and success. So what was the purpose of that story? That one commitment he made changed his life forever. He was never the same after that. The commitment he made to his dad to get all A's, even though he won $500, he said, the $500 is long gone. But it was the commitment that he made that changed him into the person that he is today. What if your commitment for the next 40 days is what changes your life forever? The commitment you make for the next 40 days and you don't break it and you stay true to you could be the reason why you have the best year of your life in 2026. It could be the reason why you make more money than you've ever made in 2026. It could be the reason why you build a better relationship with God all of 2026. It could be the reason why you move out of your parents' house, you hit the levels you've been looking forward to, and it could happen all for you by just committing for 40 days. The same way him committing to this for his father, it could be the same way that you commit for the same. Just think about that. I want you guys to think about that. The next 40 days could be the best 40 days of your life. But you got to commit. And you got to stay true, right? Because what does he say? A commitment is a personal promise. Keeping your promises to others, it builds trust and strong relationships. But keeping promises to yourself, it builds character, it builds esteem, and success. The definition of commitment is the state of being bound emotionally and intellectually to a course of action. Commit next 40 days. Not to the business, not to a skill, not to social media. I want you to commit to you, to becoming the best version of you. Commit that, I'm going to work hard these next 40 days because I want to be the best version of me in 2026. I want to be at the next retreat that Nano hosts in 2026. I want to be at these things. What do I need to do that? All right, guys. So with that being said, that is my training for today. Greatness in the moment. And remember, greatness is accomplished day to day. Greatness isn't accomplished when you achieve a goal It's accomplished when you make a commitment to keep your promises day to day, regardless of your feelings. That's when greatness is made. We'll celebrate you. Yo, it's crazy. 40 is our group number. I'm crazy that you say that, actually. We got to commit for 40 days. 40, and there's 40 days left, basically starting tomorrow. That's insane. 40 is the number. 40 is the number. And biblically, this is something, this year was the year of the 9. The year of the 9 was the year to release, the year of new things getting started, old things ending, relationships, businesses, everything. Has anybody experienced that this year? Put a 9 in the chat if you've experienced that. If you've been released from certain things, if old relationships left, old businesses, old people. Like, I don't know about you guys, but for me, spiritually and biblically, the year of the 9 has been aligned with me, because I've been releasing old people, old paradigms, old things, old businesses. Like, but guess what? The year of the 10, which is next year, biblically, it's the year of breakthroughs. It's the year of abundance. It's the year of so many amazing things. So next year is going to be a big, big year. This year biblically was the year of letting go, removing, etc. Old businesses, old paradigms, old people, traumas. That was the year for that. Old things, anything that wasn't serving us, this year was the release for that. Next year, it's like the harvest. It's like the receiving. Year of the 10. Biblically, it's amazing. Let me see. So the year of the 10, biblically, divine order, completeness, and perfection. This is the time. This is the number of completeness, perfection, stewardship, creation. There's just so much fulfillment, decade of destiny. Like, there's just so much financial, spiritual, personal goals. Like, it's about to be so big for everybody. So that right there is my training for today. I got a call. I got to jump on here, and literally I'm already late to it, but we went over the 4 ways to have greatness in the moment. We said number 1, greatness is found in daily commitments, not occasional bursts. We said number 2 was score your week. What gets measured gets improved. We said number 3, shorter cycles create urgency. And number 4, greatness requires accountability. Those are the 4 ways to have greatness in the moment. I hope you guys were able to get a lot of value from this. Could you pray for my dog, River? Yes, for sure. We'll definitely pray for him. Give him a little prayer. But yeah, guys, with that being said, that wraps up today's call. We'll be back again tomorrow with another great episode. I wanted to make sure that this training was ran intentionally, and that I just helped you guys understand that greatness is in the moment. It's going to be done from day to day. That's going to be the greatness. Day to day, day to day, day to day, day to day. All right, guys. So if you're committed for the next 40 days, type a 40 in the chat box if you are committed for the next 40 days to you personally. You don't have to be committed to anything else, but if you commit to you, everything else will take care of itself. So Dijon Creeks is committed, Mortar Memories is committed, Cece's committed, Michelle's committed, Kimmy is committed, John, Learning Life Podcast, Troy, Myra, Tay, Eli, Alexis, Junior, Tasha, Wally, Greg, Richard, Ricardo, Eunice, Sophia, AD, Pat, Jay. Let's go, man. So happy for you. Jasenia's committed. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, guys. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys a lot. Appreciate y'all. Little prayer. I'm going to do a little quick prayer for all of us, and then we'll finish it off right there. And then praying for my guy, River, as well. All right, let's get it. Quick prayer, guys. Everybody bow your heads. Let's pray. Father God, we want to thank you so much for an amazing Thursday morning that's been filled with your guidance, your knowledge, and your wisdom. We are also grateful to show up this morning because now we understand more than ever what is required of us in order for us to be great. And we understand that greatness is not accomplished when we achieve something. Greatness is accomplished when we show up every single day and we serve you and we build the kingdom, God. So, Father, for the next 40 days that we have left of the year, God, we ask that you give us the strength to show up daily, even when we don't feel like it. That you remove anything from our lives that's holding us back, any bad habits, any people, anything that's not serving you or our purpose, that it's removed, God, and that you give us the strength, the wisdom, the knowledge to show up daily for ourselves and for you and for those around us that need us to show up, because these next 40 days are going to be intentional. These next 40 days, we're going to serve you, God. And these next 40 days are going to be preparation for the biggest year of our lives in 2026, God. Our hands are open to receiving all the blessings and all the amazing things that you have for us. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much ahead of time for all the things that you've done for us and all the things that you're going to do for us. We love you and we appreciate you, and everything that we do is for your glory and for your praise. In God's name we pray. Amen, amen, amen. Amen, guys. So with that being said, that wraps it up for us. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of the day. And I will see you guys again here again tomorrow, same time, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Send the word out. Let everybody know that Mornings with Nano is back live. Please follow the new Instagram for the retreats. It's called Retreats by Nano. There's nothing on it right now, but we are fixing it. And I'm going to be promoting it heavy because obviously we want to make sure that everybody is plugged in and taking advantage of that. I have the if you want to join the Telegram chat as well, it's in the link in the bio. So join the Telegram chat so you can stay. And then I'll keep you guys updated on everything else. All right, guys. So I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. God bless.